Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you an Act 2 Lune build and Clair Obscura. Now this is a spoiler-free guide, so don't worry. In this save, I have not quite cleared Act 2 just yet. I'm towards the end of the Act 2, and I have not unlocked the damage cap, just for more information. Well, I can't reach the damage cap with critical hits and so, but this is not too high level. Now this video guide is also, I will show you how to set up your Pictos and Luminas correctly, what weapon to use, and what to do, the exact skill rotations and all that stuff. So this is a lightning dance build. You're relying on your one ability, a single target high damage skill lightning dance, which does an incredible amounts of damage. And later on you can upgrade this lightning dance move to elemental genesis once you unlock it. Alright, so let me first go and demonstrate this build to you, and then we'll take it from there. Alright, so I'm going to select a very difficult mob here. This one, I chose this because it has tons and tons of HP. It's really annoying. It's hard. If you know, you know. So, here we go. I'm going to start off with Wildfire. That's my rotation. I'll explain that more on this later. Don't worry too much. Now I'm gonna let it hit me because I don't want to dodge or counter or parry anything to gain extra AP. I want to showcase you how this build performs without any additional AP generation. Now as you can see, I have 4 stains already, so I can do my mayhem if I want to right away. It's pretty cool. I can also do Typhoon if I want to, which will heal the party. It'll consume two Earth stains and it'll heal the party for up to 5 turns. I can also do lightning dance right away with this setup. Right away on turn 2. This is our main ability. Now, if you don't have all that AP generation, and let's just say by turn 2 you don't have 7 AP, you could still do lightning dance on turn 2 by using thermal transfer. Remember how we set up Wildfire on turn 1 and burned the enemies? If you do thermal transfer, it'll consume 2 earth stains, which we have, and you get to go again, and you gain 4 AP. So let's just do that, just to show you. I get to go again. And look at my stains. I have 4 stains once again. I have 1 fire, 1 ice, 1 earth, and 1 light. Now, once you upgrade this lightning dance and later on unlock elemental genesis, you can use elemental genesis with this same setup. Anyway, with lightning dance, it consumes 1 earth, ice, and fire. I have 1 of those, and also light. So yeah, let's do lightning dance and show you. Okay, I did max damage and I crit a lot, so there's that. Anyway, this is how this build performs, and for single target damage, this is an incredibly powerful build. If you have multiple targets, you could do Wildfire, and you could also do Typhoon for multiple targets. So this build can also break with Mayhem, and it can also do single target damage with Elemental Trick. Quite a versatile build, I would say. Anyway, let's move on. Okay, so moving on to skills. Now early on, if you like, you can unlock Healing Light, but honestly, you don't really need it. So you would go for unlocking Wildfire ASAP, because that's one of your first things you want to do on your turn. Then you would go you start off with Ice Lance, you unlock Earth Rising, you go to Thermal Transfer to unlock this ASAP. This will generate AP for you once you use Wildfire on your subsequent turns. Then, depending on what you want out of your build, you can unlock Mayhem. I personally would recommend unlocking Mayhem ASAP because this does so much damage, and it can also break. And with the right kind of weapon, it is very easy to generate 4 stains. Then you want to unlock Lightning Dance. You want to go here and unlock Lightning Dance. Once you do that, then you can go ahead and unlock Typhoon if you really want. But this is all you need: Lightning Dance, Wildfire, and Thermal Transfer, and of course Mayhem. Then later on you can unlock Elemental Genesis. All right, so let's talk about your attributes. You want to focus mostly on luck and agility. And with might, I would say get up to 20. Early on, when you haven't unlocked the damage cap, I found that increasing might does not increase your damage by that much. So I would say 20 something is more than enough, at least until you unlock the damage cap. Secondly, defense, I would also put a little more points into defense, at least maybe 10 to 15, again, depending on how far you are in the game. Put some points into defense because it also adds to your critical rate and attack power. As far as vitality is concerned, I wouldn't go more than 10 to 15 early on, honestly. Do not neglect it completely, because it does give you a little bit of HP. So I would say 10 to 15 is good enough. But yeah, put points mostly into agility and luck. Trust me. With this setup, you have 31% critical rate. You have about 730 something speed and over 1,000 health and attack power. It is pretty decent. All right, so let's take a look at our weapon for this build. We're going to be using the Benesim, which makes this build possible. You want to have this weapon at least level 10, because at level 10, it generates 1 earth stain at the beginning of each turn. This is what makes our build work so well. Now, if you want the location, because this is a spoiler-free video, I'm going to just post the location of it in the comments, in the description below, so do check it out. So, how this works is on turn 1, you're going to start off with 1 light stain. Then you're going to do Vile Fire, which will generate 1 fire and 1 light. So at the end of turn 1, you're going to have 1 earth, 1 fire, and 1 light. On turn 2, you're going to do Thermal Transfer. On turn 2 start, you're going to generate 1 more earth stain. So now you have 2 earth stains, and then you'll have 1 fire and 1 light. So you have 4 stains already, fire, light, and 2 earth. You can do Thermal Transfer 1 more time. It'll consume 2 earth stains, but also generate 1 ice stain. So with that, you're going to have 1 ice, 1 fire, and 1 light. Now, because you did Thermal Transfer on a burning target, you get to, and you consume 2 earth stains, you can get another turn. Now, because it's another turn, you're going to generate 1 more earth stain. So now you have 1 earth, 1 ice, 1 fire, and 1 light. And then you can do Lightning Dance or Elemental Genesis. All right, so let's talk about Pictos and Luminas. What I like to do is I like to start off with Luminas first before I select Pictos. You'll understand why. Now, I have about 84 Lumina points. You might have less or more, but you can use this as a guide. So what I like to do is select the absolute basic ones and then select Pictos to cover up for the rest, and also to cover up the lack of stats. So let's see, I want Dead Energy. It's very easy. Dead Energy plus 3 AP on killing an enemy. Super cheap. I like to have Dodger, very good to have. I like to have Energizing Start 1 and 2 because I have the spare AP, spare Lumina points, not AP. You can all just make do with 1, no big deal. I like to have Energizing Parry, really crucial. I like APs on parry. If you're using a healing setup with Typhoon, you might want to have this Energizing Heal. So when you heal allies, you gain 2 AP, and because you do this every turn, you get 2 AP every single turn. Very easy to have. Next, I also would like to have Critical Burn. It's a 25% increased critical chance on burning enemies. I like to have this on every single character, and because you go first and because you burn enemies first thing with Wildfire, you're going to have an increased critical chance on every burning enemy. Now, if you want to go first, I like to have First Strike. You will play first. If you have multiple characters with this one, and if you want Lune to go first regardless, what you want to do is when you select your party members, you want to select Lune first and then select everyone else. Regardless of their speed, she will always go first because you selected her first. That's a really cool tip. Anyway, let's move on. Now, I like to have Inverted Affinity, which allows me to do 50% extra damage on the first 3 turns, but I won't be able to heal myself. I won't get healed. So your mileage may vary, so select this if you will, if you like. You could also select roulette if you have the spare points. But, you know, it's very easy for me at this point to reach the damage cap, so I don't use this. Let's see. I like to have sweet kill because for regular fights, regular encounters, when you kill enemies, you gain 50% HP back. It's really, really nice. All right, so we've got some points left. Let's see, what else can we do? I like to have, let's see, where was it? I like to have Breaking Burn, 25% increase break damage on burning enemies. You're always going to be burning enemies, so this is a really nice one to have. Critical Break. I personally have a high crit chance, or will have a high crit chance, so this is an easy one for me. Critical Break. And then, you know, you could select whatever else. It's I'm not gonna go too much into this, but this is it's a nice basic setup. Now, as far the Pictos are concerned, let's talk about Pictos. The way I select Pictos is not to have their skills, but to cover up for her lack of stats. As you see, my stats are about 1,000 health and attack power. My defense is kind of low. My critical rate is about 30%. I like to have more of it. And my speed, it doesn't matter. Speed is quite high because we have a lot of agility. So when I select Pictos, I'm looking for health and critical rate first thing. When I have that high enough, then I'll look at defense and maybe more critical rate. So let's see. I also would like to have double burn first things first. I know I said I'm not looking for speed, but double burn is a very useful Picto to have. And also because double burn costs what, 30 points? I don't have that kind of points, so I like to have that Picto. So I have 2 Picto slots left. I'd like to fill it up with health and critical rate. So let's look for something which gives us a lot of health. Preferably, oh, this one is not bad. It gives you health and defense. However, this has a negative effect. I can no longer gain AP on parry, so I don't like that. Let's keep looking. This one is nice, health and defense. I don't use free aim with this, but health and defense, that's quite a lot. So I'll have that one. Next up, I want to look for as much critical chance as possible. So this one is nice, dead energy. It's giving me speed and critical rate. Let's look for something else. Let's see if I have something better. This one is nice, defense and critical rate. There you go, perfect. So I have about 53% critical rate with this and 350 defense. I'm happy with this. This is how you select your Pictos to cover up the lack of stats. So yeah, guys, hopefully this helps you out with your build, and let me know what your setup is. If you have more comments, if you have more tips for other people, please try to keep spoilers free. And yeah, let's help everyone out. Hope this guide helped you out, and if it did, please leave a like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already, and leave a comment down below. Until then, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.